Judy Bochenski could have put this designation on a business card. The youngest member of the ping pong diplomacy delegation. That's how the young woman from Oregon was known following that historic trip to China back in 1971, orchestrated by President Nixon. Ping pong diplomacy put Judy and the sport of table tennis on the map in the United States. Judy was just 15 years old and the national junior champion at the time. Suddenly, everyone wanted to see her play, and Judy was able to elevate her game further, winning national and international titles throughout the decade of the 70s. After being named to the U.S. Table Tennis Hall of Fame, Judy came out of retirement for a turn at Masters competition and appeared in the World Masters Games during the 90s. The woman now known as Judy Hoarfrost made the sport of her father a life's work. Lou Bochenski brought the love of the game home from the military there in Korea. And Judy learned the game along with the rest of the family as they moved from Arizona to Eugene to Portland. And along the way, Lou sold equipment out of a suitcase and founded a club in downtown Portland known as the Paddle Palace. Now a mail-order house for top quality equipment, the Paddle Palace still nurtures a love for the sport while she enjoys a retirement of tennis, step aerobics, and watching her own son in his own baseball career. She no longer plays competitively, but don't say ping pong around Judy Bochenski Hoarfrost, an American legend of table tennis. Why ping pong?
Why ping pong?
Yeah.
Why ping pong for ping pong diplomacy with China?
Why was that sport fascinated to you at the time?
Oh, why did I play?
Yeah.
Well, actually, the way I got started was my father was interested in the sport, and he played before I ever played, my older brother, and he played. It became a family thing. My brother Michael is here, and the whole family played in a club in Phoenix, Arizona, and it just was something we did.
And then you had the opportunity to travel literally all over the world, and you made that famous trip to China. I know you get asked about that all the time, but now you're going to become a member of the State of Oregon Sports Hall of Fame, and this will be there forever. So explain all of that.
Well, I started when I was 11, and I immediately had some good success, and I played tournaments. I won the national championship of girls under 12, and kept playing. And actually, the way ping pong diplomacy happened for me was a big sort of a lucky fluke, because I was just at the beginning of my career, and I was actually second alternate for the team, and 2 women dropped out. That year was the last year we were not funded for going to the World Championships in Nagoya, Japan. And my father was a school teacher, decided, well, this was important. I made the team. This is exciting. And we went to the bank. We borrowed some money, and I went off to Nagoya, Japan for the World Championships. And you know, immediately I was thrust into this world of table tennis as a big international sport. In this country, it's not so big. It's not, you know, people say, you play what sport? Ping pong, table tennis, what is that? You know, when I was there, we immediately had a lot of attention. We were asked for autographs and everything. And this was before we were invited to China. During the middle of the World Championships, we got approached by the Chinese team and invited. And of course, we said immediately, we'll go. And 2 days later, we were in China.
Wow, what was it like? What was the competition like years ago here in this area for table tennis? Not very good, I guess. Right?
Well, we have actually, in Portland, we have a very avid group of table tennis players and organizers. Some of them are here, and they've been working for years and years and years. And
that's what I'm trying to get
They've done a great job. Actually, Portland is one of the hotbeds of table tennis. And we have a really good interscholastic group of high schools that play against each other, and much to the thank you to Jim Scott and the board members who are here have done a lot of work on that. And sorry.
It's been life's work for you, right?
Well, actually, table tennis has really been a big thing for me. Once I went to China, we went. I came back from China. I kept competing, and I was just at the beginning of my career. I got to go to 4 World Championships. Right. 1971, it was Japan. 73, it was Yugoslavia. 75, it was England. 75 was India. 77 was England, and played in Cuba at an international tournament, and the Pan Am Games. And one of the mottos that I learned was, play table tennis and see the world.
And you did.
Yes, we did. And if you go, table tennis is actually the #1 participation sport in the world, and over 40 million competitors play. If you go to the Olympic site, I looked that up, and they listed that. So. So I'm really happy to have been part of the sport. And
well, you should have been. All that publicity at that particular time must have been overwhelming.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people ask me, well, did you know when you went to China that it was
that big?
That it was that big?
Yeah.
And actually, when we were in China, it was really different. The media there was very. They stood back they kind of had a documentary style, and they just stood back, and we weren't even aware they were there. And I knew it was a big thing because some of the older folks on the team were, signing contracts with Newsweek and Time and, New York Times, all this press that they were talking about. Yeah. But I didn't really see it there. Mainly, I was just involved in meeting the people and playing the matches and learning a lot about a culture that I'd never learned about. And it wasn't until we actually left China that it really struck home. We took the train to the border, walked across the border, and then got on another train to go to Hong Kong. And that was when it was just cram-packed full of media. And you couldn't even turn around without having an elbow and a camera in your face and knocking you over and wanting to buy your film and offering you hundreds of dollars, just give me the film out of your camera. And that kind of thing. And I was actually the first person who made it back to the States after leaving China. And I flew into the San Francisco airport, 15 years old, by myself. And folks came to me and said, "Well, come along. You're doing a press conference." And okay. They didn't say, "Would you like to come do a press conference? Would you agree to do a press conference?" It says, "Come with me. You're doing a press conference." So okay. So I followed him and did and. There's all these cameras and answered all these questions and that's where it started. And the next couple of summers after we came back from China, we did tours around the country and did exhibitions. And I would go to shopping centers and take on all challengers, and people would sign up to play, and we'd play, and I'd do exhibitions with my brother, and show off a bit, and it was a lot of fun. And I really have enjoyed being part of a sport and being, part of, the community of sport. I've learned so much from just the people that I've met.
Sure.
And I think everybody here is involved in some sport and knows what I'm talking about. That you're you learn about life through participating.
No doubt about it.
And I've seen my son with Wilson High School state champions team, and what it's meant for him. And, he wants to be a professional player. If there's any scouts out there, yeah.
Judy, rise with me, please. All right. You are absolutely a delight and a great credit to our state and around the world. And you are now officially inducted on this date, September the 26th, 2006, to the Oregon State Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations.